What's up, my friends? Toby Wayne from Toby Wayne Studios. So tonight I figured that I would just do a just some random sculpting on this Juggernaut bust. Getting back into it. This weekend was a good weekend. I hung out with my buddy David, and we got to do a little bit of Oculus Rift sculpting. Oculus Rift sculpting there. Had a good time. Got to watch the WWE Royal Rumble. Which not a massive fan of the product anymore, but hey, it was free. He had it on his network and he brought it down, so I took full advantage of watching the Royal Rumble. So that was kind of fun. And kind of Katie, my wife, was out skiing for the weekend, so she was having a good time there. And so yeah, it was just kind of a guy's weekend, and we just did a little bit of art, and it was awesome. Had a great time. Hope everybody's had a good day today. I, on the other hand, I mean, I had a good day. I think worked, yeah, a 10-hour day as my dental technician job, and then I came home to a massive puddle in the studio, or leading into the studio, and our hot water heater decided to go out on us, so that was fun. So I'm doing kind of a late video for me in the evening here. It's currently 8:25 p.m. On a Monday night, but yeah, I walk out into a nice very large puddle, and I figured that our dog Jackson, had a little accident, but I thought, boy, that's a lot of urine. So, but it turned out it was our hot water heater. And and I gotta say, I am so thankful for my aunt and uncle, Aunt Patty and Uncle Craig, and my cousin Matt, who are plumbers, or my cousin's a plumber, and my uncle is a plumber supplier. So we got a new hot water heater, and my awesome cousin Matt installed it for us, and so we have hot water, so that's a good thing. So that was my day. I did 10 hours, came home, walked into a puddle, and yeah, so we've been swimming out here in the studio tonight, but all is well. I burned through a couple of towels to dry everything up, and we now have a new hot water heater, and I will be using it for the very first time tonight, so I'm excited. But that's my day so far. So, yeah. And I'll tell you this much. It is cold out here in the studio. And so the clay is nice and firm, rock solid clay. And I figure I'm just going to be doing a little bit of sculpting on this guy tonight. I'm just going to be pretty much just raking and just doing some smoothing. But I just wanted to make a video to touch base with everybody and still keep progress on the Juggernaut as we're moving along. I took a little bit of a break this weekend while David was playing 2K17 for the PlayStation 4, and I did a little bit of sculpting on the Big Mouth bust, and that was fun to go back, and I shot a few minutes of that with my GoPro, and so I enjoyed working on that piece. It's been a long time since I worked on it, so I figured I'd jump back in there and spend a few minutes working the GoPro. And I was going to do some commentary as I was sculpting on it, but you know, David was there, and he was playing his game, and then we were just talking, and so I didn't want to you know, drag him into it. So but yeah, so digging my new rake. I'm having a good time with it. Like I said, the next time around I might come up a little higher, and I will be making more of these. I actually just purchased enough material to make 4 rakes, so I'm going to be making some rakes and putting them up on the website. They probably won't have the cool little skull or anything sculpted in. I just kind of want to start out with just some simple sculpting rakes for people, and then I'll add more rakes with the kind of personalized touches there. But that'll come here in a little bit. But I just want to get some rakes made. So I will be putting those up on the website here. I'm hoping to make them up either sometime this week or this weekend. I'm not sure yet. I kind of have a tendency to say that I'm going to do something and then time gets away from me. I think everybody kind of knows what I'm talking about there. So I just need to learn to buckle down and do it. And I'm not sure what they're going to run for just yet. I'm not really sure. I hate to say a price and then have it be wrong, but yeah. So it's going to be just kind of me just kind of defining and raking and smoothing. And I'm very thankful for this sculpting rake. I would like to make larger ones because right now the diameter is kind of small, but eventually I'll make some new ones that are much wider, much broader head on it. I'm still debating on how I want to handle the textures and details of this sculpt as far as the helmet and having it battle damaged or not. And I also noticed that Juggernaut in most of the comics and other people's sculpts, he has a little bit of detailed kind of that brow that's squinched and angry in the helmet. So I'm not sure if I'm going to do that or not, or if I want to just kind of keep it just like this, but have it more battle damaged and not so much have that furrowed brow. I don't know. We'll see. I'm not sure just yet what I'm looking for, but we'll figure it out as we're going along. But I do want to do battle damage. Also on the chest, I want to do some nice muscle detail here. I might carve in some muscle and flexed muscles. And I'm thinking from the side, I think this is looking pretty good. I may fill this in just a little bit more and then also define without going too crazy. I just want to have a nice wide mass to this guy. So that's kind of the plan right now as it stands. I need to look at some bodybuilders' chests to define kind of how I want to do the muscle rips right there, the muscle flexing, muscle flexing, I guess is what I'm looking for. Muscle. What am I looking for? I don't even know what the word it is. What I'm looking for. My wife was here; she would know the word I'm looking for. Striations, is that the word? Anyway, I'm not a medical doctor. I'm just a sculptor. And then I'll, blend this in a little bit more too. And I think it's looking pretty decent up under here. I'll come back in and kind of clean all that up. I like the distances between these two here. I think that's going to work pretty nice, and I'll blend this in a little bit more. I may add just a little bit more up under here too to kind of keep that gap between these two even and the same, and try to kind of close that up a little bit, because that could be a potential undercut issue if I'm not careful when I'm going to do my glove mold. Lots and lots and lots of raking on this thing. One of the keys and tricks that I used to do and still do to this day, when you're working, and this is actually, these rakes are fairly new to me, which, as everybody knows, the last several videos I've been talking about how awesome these rakes are. With that being said, it's nice to get a good, smooth, even coat and of just a nice level. And you'll see how quickly even these little tiny dings will be removed by just raking it in opposite directions. There it just disappeared. And then all of this is really rough back here. But of course, as you run your rake across there in different directions, it will knock it down and make it level and smooth it out. So definitely my favorite tool, I dare say. With that said, what I used to do and still do to this day is I will go into, I'll turn out the lights in the studio, and then I will take a flashlight and I will turn out all the lights, turn the flashlight on, and you can see where the little divots are in whatever it is that I'm sculpting. So that's kind of nice um, to see where the divots are using light. And that's nice because then I could come back in and smooth things out by adding a little bit or taking it away in those areas. But now that I've got this handy dandy rake, it's much easier to just do a cross hatching, and you can just watch it blend. It's pretty amazing. It's pretty awesome. I really like this stuff. So, and I will be offering them, like I said. So anybody out there that is questioning or wondering about how well they work, believe me when I say they are awesome, and I will be making them available. And what I'll probably do is I'll probably come back. I do notice there's a little bit of a gray thing going on here. So I don't know if that's just the clay, because I noticed that my fingers kind of dirtying up here. So I don't know if it's just this brass tubing or not, but I may end up having to clean my tools really well and make sure that that they're not going to be leaving a residue like this. This is actually not good. I'll probably end up coming back and using a lighter fluid to knock that down. In fact, I think I do have a little bit right here, so maybe I will do it. I can just get a quick brush here. Yeah, that's kind of dirty. So I may end up scrubbing that, but for now I'm actually able to take it off by using this lighter fluid, and I can, but you can see how quickly that smooths out. And I didn't even use the fine end. I just used the rake that I had, the big one there. So I will end up scrubbing that one down just to make sure that there's no more grime on the end of it. And it may have just been from me handling it and not knowing that I had grime on my hands. But it's amazing how this lighter fluid just knocks all of the rake marks completely away. It just washes them completely away. So that's really awesome. And it lets me know where I need to go back over and do more smoothing. I need to refill my lighter fluid here. Also, I'm getting pretty low. I just have a little glass jar of my lighter fluid there, and it comes in pretty handy dandy. And I guess I could take like a light sponge too and get some lighter fluid on there, and then I could actually just run it and do it like in a buffing motion, do a circular motion and buff it smooth that way too. But yeah, so anyway, I think that's going to do it for this video. I appreciate everybody checking out this video. I hope everybody's had a great day. I hope everybody's been enjoying these videos. By the way, I just want to thank everybody, all the new subscribers out there. I see you and I appreciate you. So thank you so much. I see all the new subscribers. And so from the bottom of my heart, thank you very much. You can also check me out on Instagram, Toby Wayne Studios over there on Instagram. But anyway, thank you guys for checking this video out. I wanted just to squeeze in a little bit of a video here before I had to go to bed. But anyway, you guys are awesome. Thank you for checking this out, and I will catch you in the very next video.